Hey, what's good, everyone? This is Adnan Reading the Clutch, and I want to talk about some now official news that has been brewing or developing over the past several months, including the offseason. And unfortunately for me as a Heat fan, this hurts to say this, but Jimmy Butler has officially requested a trade out of Miami and prefers to be traded by the February 6th deadline per Shams. And we're looking at this, I'm kind of not too surprised because I'm a Miami Heat fan and that's my favorite team, and I've been paying attention the most to their moves or lack thereof in this situation, and just seeing how everything's transpiring and what's going on, and like the chemistry, the roster moves, the coaching strategies and everything like that. And it's just been like, basically, to sum it all up, the Miami Heat's very my way or the highway kind of thing. They've emphasized way too much on Heat culture. We're Heat culture. We're the hardest, toughest working team in the whole NBA. Yeah, but if we want to look at some history right here, what got you those 3 championships not only is because of your role players that have stepped up, but because you guys have had some of the biggest stars this NBA has ever seen in their league history. The first championship, they had Dwayne Wade, top 75 NBA player, Shaquille O'Neal, top 75 NBA player, Alonzo Mourning, another Hall of Famer, someone who's like known amazingly for their defense. Like, you had some of the biggest names, the Miami Heat, the Heatle days, LeBron James, arguably the greatest player of all time, Dwayne Wade, still in his prime, Chris Bosh, of a Hall of Fame player who's also really good. Like, he can stretch the floor. He was way ahead of his time, being that stretch forward, being able to do, like, to shoot from outside, to take you in on the inside with his damage and his rebounding abilities. You have Ray Allen, Hall of Famer. Yes, he was on the tail end of his career, but he still was an effective, lethal three-point shooter, and he was a great locker room leader. You had all these big names, all these superstars that have each won your championships from 2006, 2012, 2013, respectively. And the Miami Heat, they have a superstar who wants to come to Miami, someone who shows that he believes in their system. And the Miami Heat, what do they do to help him out? Practically nothing. They have lacked their moves. The only notable big move they made, which I didn't even like, not even at the time, honestly, I'm not saying this with retrospective, I'm saying this like from the time this happened, was when they signed Kyle Lowry. He was an aging superstar at that time with the Toronto Raptors. The Lakers wanted him, the Heat wanted him, I remember that. And then when they signed him, especially to that big contract in his mid-30s, I was like, I don't necessarily agree with this move. We could have went after somebody else or saved that money for another superstar who may want to request out of Miami or out of whatever team to come to Miami. And they used their money on Kyle Lowry, and he was serviceable. Like, he can take charges. He was a good locker room leader, but he wasn't like someone that can lift up the whole team, in my opinion. Like, he can carry when Jimmy Butler's out, or Bam Adebayo, or Tyler Hero. He didn't give that energy, that same that scoring ability like he used to back in Toronto, and understandably so. So it was a failed experiment overall. And then looking at just the amount of superstars that wanted to go to Miami on multiple occasions. You had Kevin Durant, who on multiple occasions wanted to go get traded to the Miami Heat. You've had Bradley Beal, who ironically, discussions are the Phoenix Suns and the Miami Heat right now for a Beal and Jimmy Butler swap. So, but Bradley Beal at the time, he wanted to be in Miami. Miami was his first choice, but he were just like kicking rocks, like, we'll see, we'll check it out. And that insulted Bradley Beal, and that's why he ended up on the Phoenix Suns when he was originally on the Washington Wizards. You've also had Donovan Mitchell, who also included the Miami Heat as his preferred trade destination list. That was the one I really wanted so bad. I wanted Donovan Mitchell on the Heat because he was basically Dwayne Wade 2.0. He was still in his prime. Kevin Durant, he was a little bit up there in age-wise, but Donovan Mitchell, he's still in his prime. He can like light it up for you. He can score 71 points, and he's doing great for the Cleveland Cavaliers, led by him and Darius Garland. Like, they're just doing amazing things out there right now in Cleveland, and Miami Heat couldn't pull the trigger. It's very sad to see. And I could just go on and on. Like, there's just so many superstars say, I want to go to Miami. Miami's the team I want to go to. And don't even get me started on Damian Lillard. We had a whole saga about this last year. It was basically handed to the Heat on their laps, and they still somehow fumble it. And eventually that was going to tire out Jimmy Butler. I knew when he had that legendary 2023 playoff run, I knew it was going to wear him out. I knew, like, because he's getting up there in age himself. He's in his, like, early to mid 30s. I knew he was not going to keep up with this too long, and then now he's always in and out of the lineup right now because he's carrying the Heat to the best of his abilities, and he's playing hero ball so much because a lot of Heat players don't step up, or when they do step up, it's kind of too little too late, or not at the right time, is what I've noticed, which is very sad to see. And this whole Jimmy Butler era, like with the Miami Heat, they somehow, I don't know how this is possible, what I'm about to say here. They've both overachieved and yet underachieved at the same time. They overachieved in the aspect that, given their stubbornness of like, we're Heat culture, we're the best, hardest working team out there, we're gonna, make them wear knee pads and be able to put on mouth guards at practice, getting a bunch of either low draft picks or undrafted players and make this work on this team. They overachieved in the aspect that they went really, really far, because during that time they went to the Eastern Conference Finals 3 times, made the NBA Finals 2 times. Yes, I'll give them that. But at the same time, they underachieved in the aspect that it's Miami. A lot of free agents want to play for the Heat. A lot of people respect the Miami Heat. They respect the Heat culture, respect Pat Riley as one of the greatest basketball minds this game has ever seen. And they didn't use that to their full advantage. They didn't use it. They just stuck with what they believe in. They beat to their own drum, and then that's why they end up like so close yet so far. And what Jimmy Butler wanted, what us Heat fans wanted, and I'm sure what Pat Riley ultimately wanted, was the Heat to win their 4th championship, their first one since LeBron James, because I know the Heat fans have been craving that for a long time. And they don't give Jimmy Butler the right tools to give him what he needs, because having someone like a Kevin Durant, having someone like a Bradley Beal, if he was healthy, a Donovan Mitchell especially, like, who's already established star, and instead of being patiently waiting for Tyler Hero, nothing against Tyler Hero, I like him, but like he's having a breakout season, but it's kind of too little too late. Or even especially having Damian Lillard this past season, that would have been very helpful. And I believe that the Miami Heat could have had a better chance, at least like, if it's not meant to be they win a championship, that's fine, but at least they go out swinging. They're the opportunists that the Miami Heat have been known to do. They've been known to signing Alonzo Mourning. They've been known for taking Shaquille O'Neal away from the LA Lakers. They've been known to signing the big 3, to getting LeBron James out of Cleveland, getting Chris Bosh out of Toronto, keeping Dwayne Wade, and still having pieces to tailor around the big 3's needs. They've been known for all these things for many years, and they just stopped doing that all of a sudden, which I don't understand. Overall, it's a very sad experience. And Jimmy Butler, I got nothing but respect for him. If he ultimately does get traded, I guess to the Phoenix Suns, because that's what it looks like it's most likely being reported on, I have nothing against Jimmy Butler. I respect him. I applaud him. Thank you for your time with the Miami Heat. I got nothing but respect for you. You're still one of my all-time favorite players. Just the heart you gave and the amount of effort you've given for this Heat organization, even though they haven't reciprocated back. I can't fault you for anything on that part. So, looking at this, we just gotta reflect back on Jimmy Butler's Heat tenure. But so far this season, he is, at the time of recording, he is averaging 18.4 points per game, 5.8 rebounds, 4.8 assists, 1.3 steals, 0.4 blocks, while shooting 55.2% from the field, 35.7% from three-point range, and 1.3 turnovers. And during his time with the Miami Heat, he's had, like I mentioned earlier, 2-time finals appearance, 2-time All-Stars during his time with the Miami Heat. He was the 2020-2021 Steals champion. He was the 2023 Eastern Conference Finals MVP. And he's had the most points in Heat playoff history with 56 against the Milwaukee Bucks back in round 1 last year, which I'll never forget. That was very impressive. He was just on fire that day, and he had so much passion, and he created a lot of iconic moments for Miami Heat history. I'm so grateful and thankful for Jimmy Butler's time with the Heat, and hopefully the Miami Heat can learn from this and be able to better take care of their superstars, especially that want to come there and just be the opportunities that they were, because that was the formula how they got their 3 championships. Taking opportunities, getting superstars that want to come to Miami, bounce on it, and then be able to also get role players tailored to them, getting a combination of both superstar power and role players to overachieve. They mesh together and they win their championships. The Miami Heat haven't been doing that same formula lately, so especially during this past 5 years. So overall, let me know what you guys think, Heat fans. Do you guys are upset with Jimmy Butler, or are you like me? Do you support him in this aspect? Why or why not? I'd love to hear you guys out in the comment section. While you're at it, please like and subscribe to this channel. I certainly love and appreciate every single last one of y'all. Thank you all so much. God bless, and talk soon.